Well, once again, it's time, my friends, for another meet and greet. We're Southern Fried and nationwide, so hang on to your seat. Look around, here's what I found. I guess you'll never know what you'll see on the Southern Fried Podcast Show. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! We are live a little early on this Friday, ready to get going, kickstart the weekend. Rob will be in here shortly. He didn't know I was coming in early, but I was sitting here with a cup of coffee and ready, and I said, let's get on with it. Let's get it on, and kind of like a good sporting match or whatever. We gotta kick Friday and have a good Friday, and hopefully get started on a weekend. I know Rob is headed out of town, going to the beach. Hope all those plans are still in place. We'll see him when he comes up. But I would love to be headed to the beach today myself, but I'm not. I'll be working. But I'll be here with you holding down the fort, and Rob will get some well-deserved ocean time. So he'll be here in a few minutes. We'll talk to him about that, those plans, and we'll wish him well. He deserves it. It's been a tough year for him in a lot of ways. A little over a year. We know that. He's talked about it, and we've been really busy almost every day with podcasts, and everybody deserves a break. I used to know back when I was really young. I'm not as young as I used to be, for sure, but I was really young. I didn't take vacations. We just work right through. I was always thinking about just doing more, making more, providing more. It's just my mode. Parents taught you work, and I did. And I was a good friend of mine. I hadn't talked to him in a number of years. I hope he's doing well, but I'll never forget. He said, you need to take your vacations. And I was like, well, I like them, but I just usually work. But he said, no, you need that time. You need to recharge the batteries, get time with your family. And this was, honestly, we'd done a couple things, but, not a ton, but just a few little things, maybe like a weekend. And in the year 2000, believe it or not, that's only been 24 years ago. It seems like a lot more than that, but that's still a long time. But anyway, we planned this really big vacation for our family. And we went to Florida, and we did a lot of different things. We visited Busch Gardens. We went to SeaWorld. We went to Universal Studios. And in between, we just explored and had fun. We wanted to go to the Holy Land experience, and we kind of ran out of time. We had half day at the beach, DeSoto. I think it's DeSoto State Park. I think that's the name of it. And had a great time. I mean, just a great time. And we have this memory of my oldest son. He was, oh goodness, how old was he at the time? He was 14. I think that's right, 14 at the time. And he didn't want to leave. He said, Daddy, I don't want to go home. I said, well, I don't either, really, but I got to work. And we're not going to have any money if we stay here for a couple more days. So we had to get home. And he was looking out the back of the window crying as we were leaving Florida, leaving the beach. We left straight from the beach and went home, drove all those hours. And I said from that moment on, we're going to take vacations. And I saw what it meant to my family and for me. And I'd had a rough go at work. It was real stressful. I came back with a renewed sense of removing stress, and I did. And, it was a game changer for me. And it taught me some lessons, and I have forever now. We've always taken time to go out of town 2 or 3 times a year if we can afford it. Short runs, long runs, whatever, but we try to do little getaways or whatever, and like I said last night, when we get into the 6 o'clock hour, I want to talk about the movie last night we went and seen as mostly as a family. Some of us wasn't there, but yeah, you got to take time to get away. You got to recharge, do something, change things up. Maybe just going and visiting somebody. So Rob gets that, and we're gonna congratulate him that he gets to go. Hopefully that's still on tap, and he can hopefully come live stream with us when he gets from there. And then when he gets back, I think he's coming back Sunday. So Monday morning on the morning show here, Southern Fried Podcast. And if you never tuned in, I'm your host, Dave. And co-host Rob will be here in a minute. We'll be up this morning until about 7, slightly after, maybe somewhere around 7. And then don't forget tonight, Front Porch Talking, 8 p.m., a little later start than we have been doing. We did that last week. And we don't know how long we're going, at least a couple of hours. I think last week we were a little over 3. If the discussion is good or the laughter is good, we'll go a little further. So thank you for those that are already in here this morning. Good Friday morning to you. Hope you're doing well in your corner of this earth as we spin around on the axis and we rotate and we, stay in our orbit around the sun and in position with the other planets, and God has it all under control. And I'm so glad I don't have to imagine having that responsibility. I'm glad God has control of all that. Everybody's always worried about. I remember in school they always say if we came off of our orbit just 1%, either way, we'd either freeze to death or burn up. And of course, my family was taking me to church. And I was thinking, well, God's got a hold of that. I'm not too concerned about that. I know there's things we can do to hurt our planet. I'm not suggesting we can't, but I don't think we're knocking it off orbit. Okay, so. That's not on the top of my list this morning of things that I need to worry about. And it's a big enough job just keeping me in orbit. How about you? You look in the mirror in the morning, okay, you got to get it together today. You got to have a good day. People are depending on you. God's expecting you to get out there and do good things today. Let's go. Let's get it done. And be that vessel unto honor, as I was saying in the devotion this morning. Pray to be a vessel unto honor, be a person who others, you brighten their day. They may not have any sunshine this morning. Be that sunshine. Those are the little songs we sung as kids, right? It's in the church, out of the church, little songs. Let your light shine and. Put your light under a bushel, no, and this little light of mine, and all those little songs. Well, there's a lot of good stuff in that. Kids, if kids are not happy, that's not normal. There's something going on. Either sick or there's something going on. And we get older and we forget how to have fun, and we forget we're so serious, and that's what keeps you young. To have laughter. We try to have laughter on the program any program we do. And sometimes we're probably a little goofy. That's okay. My wife will look at me sometimes and say, you're silly. And I'll say, you're right. My grandkids will just shake their head, but yeah, there's moments I'm serious. I really am. Take some teenage girls to a movie theater and you'll see how serious it gets. They were not horrible, but they were, let's see, everywhere from 10 to 14. Oh my goodness. And, I had 1, 2, 3, 5, I think 5, 6, something like that. Oh my goodness. But we did go see an excellent movie and had a wonderful message, and we talked about that afterwards. And, I think of these young ladies and it's just a few years, they're going to be grown. And, there's so much. I said, they got some things right in there. And of course, they were talking about how this young person in this movie, how he acted, and then what he became, and there's all that great truth in there. And I said, so you've got some things to learn, right? So they just looked at me like, wait a minute, this is about him. No, it's also about you. And so we were all a little bit all over the place as young people, maybe. And they get that, then they'll come back to it. But every one of them said, yeah, he found God. Well, really, God found him, but he did become a believer in the movie. And it started out with him acting bad, attitude, angry, for different things that happened in his life. I find, and Rob should be here in just a minute, but I find that most people who are adult, and sometimes way in adulthood, who are having problems, it's all the bitterness and the hurts carried on from childhood. It's just about always, not always, but just about always. Now, they may have added some stuff to it as they've gotten older and maybe just recently, but if you look at the source, well, the source is Satan, but we've willingly let him in sometimes. But if you really look at the source, it's childhood. it's childhood. And granted, some people didn't get a great start, but doesn't give us an excuse to act out the rest of our lives. We got to be adult. We got to be, mature, put away childish things, as the scripture says. And we've, learn how to be that kind of good person and citizen, father, mother, brother, sister, whatever, and treat people with respect, and learn how to, show people the right way on things. And so, yeah, you got to learn to do that. You got to learn to, and grow. And that's what this movie was about. And I really enjoyed taking them, and we'll talk more about it when Rob gets up. He'll be up in just a minute. I jumped the gun on him. He's like, wait a minute, he's already in. He'll be here. There he is. But he's Robert in the PM. So I'm Dave in the AM, and he's Robert in the PM.
That's right.
And that's okay. Good morning, Rob. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you this morning?
Well, I got a cup of coffee. I've been in here chatting for a few minutes. I did a morning devotion live, and I said, let's just get on in there. I wanted to excited on a Friday, kicking Friday. I was mentioning you're getting to go out of town. I hope that's still on tap today, Rob. You still headed to the beach? All right. You deserve it, man. We were talking about it's good to recharge the batteries. You've had a little over a year, a lot of stuff going on in your life with health and everything, and you deserve it, brother. Hope you have a great time.
Yeah, I'm a year and just a few weeks out from a pretty serious heart attack, followed by major, triple bypass.
Yeah.
Thank God I'm still here, and
amen.
I'm gonna go celebrate this weekend.
Yeah, man. I'm happy for you, man. And we're hoping to get out of town here probably around September, October. Told the grandkids just hang in there. We're gonna shoot up to the mountains or something here soon. It's been a little longer than we went back in before, I guess, spring. It's been a little bit, so they're used to us going a little more. But hey, it's tough right now financially, and we've been fighting it just like anybody. And we did a couple of things, but anyway, I was telling the listeners, went and seen an excellent movie last night, Rob. I'd promised Kaylee that we were a couple of days ago we would go to a movie. Ended up being many more young ladies than I thought was going to be part of it. So I had about 5 or 6 teenage girls. There was one boy going to go, and for some reason he didn't go. But it's an excellent movie. It's by the Kendrick brothers, and they've done Courageous and some of those good Christian-based, faith-based movies. This one's called The Forge, and I highly recommend. I mean, it has a great message, and it's not just it's about young men, but it's for anybody, and it's all about obviously salvation, redemption, forgiveness. Learning how to be discipled. There's a lot about discipleship in the movie. And I just love this movie. And the challenge at the end, oh, man, people are in the audience. I mean, this is one of those movies, and it wasn't a packed theater. We try to go on nights where it's not packed, but there were some families in there, older, younger. And when this thing ended, you don't see this often, Rob, but you do see it sometimes. When this movie ended, they applause, amens and stuff. I mean, it was a great challenge at the end as he was addressing these men and challenging all of us to go out and fulfill the Great Commission in these days we live. It was excellent movie. I'd watch it again. It was really fun. A lot of funny things happen, but it's really the premise is a young man whose father's not in the picture, who's angry. He's misguided. Mom's praying for him. She's got others praying for him. And it's that journey. And you know what, as a parent, there's this great, without telling about the movie, there's this one scene where, she's about ready to pull her hair out and she's praying, Lord, just keep me calm. She's ready to, as we say, mom sings, snap a knot in his tail or something like that. But there's other scenes where she's saying, hallelujah, it's happening, God, you're doing it. So if you've raised kids, you've all had those moments. It's like, oh, what are we going to do? This is not going great. And then you just keep pressing, praying and pressing and pressing on. I'm talking about. But anyway, we had a good time, and I got home and went to bed early and got up early and got going early. So get up, pray up, coffee up. And that's what I did.
I stayed up a little later than I probably should have last night, but I am here. I'm alive, and life is good.
Life is good. And appreciate it. Go ahead.
I'm going to do my best to make everybody out there, all the Cornbread Nation, just as jealous as I can this evening for the Friday night show. But hey, y'all have made it to Friday.
Yes.
And we have been right here with you. Well, except for Tuesday and Thursday. But, we're here with you Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Well, I wasn't here Tuesday. I did come in and do a program. I didn't do one, or was that Thursday? Maybe it's Thursday. I did Thursday morning. I did. I guess I did come in and do a live. I think it was Thursday. Yeah, I'm losing my days, but I did come in and just was up, got up, prayed up, coffeed up. I said, let's go on. So some mornings due to work issues or just not feeling well, we try to give breaks. But if I'm up and feeling good. What was that line from? It was the Eddie Dan Aykroyd movie, Trading Places, and that one scene where he says "feeling good," that where they you remember that looking good, feeling good, Hey, that's a big part. I don't know if I could ever say I'm looking good, but I could say I'm feeling good.
No. I know y'all have me on here for clickbait. So I can be the pretty on here, so I understand.
Oh.
Just let there's chuckers behind me. Just go ahead and let the good looking one be the good looking one. I'll be the pretty face,
So Chuck's milling around in there. One-eyed Chuck Norris.
Yeah, he suffers from stranger danger. Yeah, my sister and her husband are visiting with us last night and this morning, and we're going to take off to the beach this morning. But he's all worried. He's hiding under the couch just a little.
Oh yeah, that throws him off right there.
He finally got out a little bit last night. He came out and visited with her. He came out for his nighttime petting. Oh my gosh, he'd been singing the songs of his people.
Oh. I seen Animal Rescue Alliance. So somebody, it was a few days ago, they took home one of the cat to their forever home. I seen that, liked it, and posted on it. I love to see those things about somebody's getting their animal and taking them home. That's always cool. So we have
see that there too, not because they want the cats to go away, but because the cats get or dogs or whichever the pet gets its forever home. Yeah. And that just tickles them people to death up there. Them ladies at Animal Rescue Alliance are awesome. The guys are too. And it's just, it is absolutely, you think about, I've got 4 cats. I've got a job. Okay. But you think about them, 20 kittens to take care of at one time, plus the dogs.
It's a lot.
That's a lot on anybody.
Yeah, folks, go to their website and make a donation. I made one the other day, not bragging on me, just want to, be a support, send a little donation, and we'll follow that up. But I got a really nice email I think it's been about a week later and I've went blank on the name of the director there, Rob, her first name. I just went blank, but
I do, and you asked me and I lost it.
We'll think of it in a minute. Sorry. But she sent me a really nice response and was just talking about how, they're not supported by, government entities and stuff like that. And they really depend on donations and things and money, and how that was, helping them to sustain and everything. Makes you feel good, that it's going to a good cause. And I know there's all kind of causes and there's all kind of charities and stuff, and I give to different ones. And but this is a good one too. And we know the work that's going in. We have a firsthand, we have a partnership with them even between their organization and our podcast. But we also have we do the pet of the week twice a week. Good morning, Valley Photography. This is my niece, and thank you for the thumbs up this morning. She didn't come in the chat yet. You're welcome to come in and say, hey, we're hoping to do a spot with her, Rob, soon, and talk about her as part of our Main Street USA. By the way, the interview last night I watched it again with Angie's Decatur Diner, and sent her the link on all that up in Decatur, Tennessee. And yes. We had fun with that. I look back, I just realized how that was so short. It just flew by, but we had a lot of fun in that interview, and I hope to help Valley do the same thing. And I reached out because I'd been seeing her post, but I'd seen she was going to be at the Greenhouse Festival, and I'm planning on going because we're going to do this paranormal thing that we're going to do on and off. And we got people, we're putting that together. We're not saying we believe in it. We're just saying we're going to bring people in that why they believe in it. We're going to talk about the different ones, but it'll be a hoot to go down and mill around and talk to people, maybe get a couple of interviews. Good morning, Cook. He's coming in the chat. We want to help. We want to help community events, small business and stuff. It's been a little bit, honestly, to get it off the ground. But I think now that we're kind of getting that going, I think the floodgates are going to open, Rob, and we're going to start seeing more and more folks take advantage of that. And hey, basically, we're kind of making an info commercial for you. And there's, it's not costing you anything but time. And I know time is valuable, but we're willing to do all the, if you can handle looking at our ugly faces, then we'll make a commercial for you. Well, Rob and his clickbait Rob. That's going to be my new nickname for him, clickbait Rob.
Call me clickbait. Yeah, you probably call me short bait.
Well, this weekend you might be. Do they have any jellyfish down there where you're going? Is it a possibility you could run into jellyfish?
There is a possibility. No, I'd say it's more like a definite. Thank you, Cook. I'm going to have a safe journey, I hope, and we're going about this smart. So, and I did want to throw something out there for everybody.
All right.
We are here on the podcast. We record stuff sometimes, like interviews and stuff like that. I don't edit nothing out.
We don't.
What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's very evident in the beginning of our interview there with Angie up there at Angie's Diner. David was muted, and I'm trying to talk to him.
No, I wasn't really muted, Rob. I was just having trouble with the microphone. I wasn't muted. No. Okay. I was technological difficulties.
Technologically difficulties. That's technical difficulties. Thank you. And
let me say it my way, my North Georgia way.
Strong, but it's okay. Good morning, Tire Man. How are you this morning?
He's getting that coffee fix. That's more important right now than us.
Absolutely. But Dave,
I was talking.
If I make a mistake, I can always fall back on my good looks. Okay. And, that's something that gets me through a lot of things. What do you do when you make a mistake?
Right here, brother. That's it right here. That's it. That and on the knees. And it's often early and often every day. That's my fallback right there. I mean, that's good. Because I'm, I'm a sinner saved by grace. So
I am too.
I'm far from perfect.
Me too.
I've made mistakes in my life. Oh, I know that's a shock. I've made mistakes in my life.
Yeah. I just fall back on my looks and God, but mainly my looks. And, it gets me through so much.
And then we look at you and we pray real hard.
It's hard.
Y'all
don't realize the struggle is real. It's hard to go through life being this good looking. It's my long.
I'm just glad you don't do the. Yeah. I'm glad you don't do the comb over. I mean that's a blessing this morning.
Dude, I'd have to start at my lower back if I did a comb over to get enough air.
Well, he showed me a picture of him when he was in the military, right? It was a Navy picture, wasn't it? That you showed me? You're lagging just a little bit. It's kind of funny. We're almost seeing you jump, but you're good right now. Now you're having the Wi-Fi problems.
No.
But he did have as he called it, flaming red hair, flaming. He called it flaming red hair.
Yes, flaming.
I bet that. Hey, good news. The Braves won last night. They won, then lost, then won. So you add all that up, and they're up a game. The Mets did win too, but the Braves beat the Phillies. Yay, Braves! And there were some preseason games last night, but honestly, they're just looking at a lot of the backup positions. It's not like the preseason of old. The starters are playing very little. I mean, they're protecting the investment. It's really different now. They get most of their work done in practices. They get them out on the field for just a minute or two during one of the preseason games, and that's it. So It's a lot of battles for backup. The cuts are coming. This is the last weekend of preseason. I mean, we're streaming fast towards the start of the season. College football is just around the corner. Rob, we're less than 2 weeks from a Georgia game. Yay. Cannot wait.
We're going to be there. So, who's Georgia playing first this year? I know we went over it, but I don't remember.
Clemson.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And so everybody says, oh, Georgia has an easy season. We start with Clemson.
Yeah, people like to pick at us about our schedule, but it is a tough schedule in many ways. Really tough this year. They can't bark on us, no pun intended, about our schedule. But yeah, August 31st, 12 p.m. Clemson on ABC, 3-letter network. Georgia versus Clemson. So cannot wait for that. That's a weird start time though, right? 12. It's a weird start time. But that should be prime time.
But confident Georgia is and how good our team is. We're using Clemson as a warm-up.
Yeah, they do have one of their better players. I think is going to miss the game, but they have a lot of good players. I want to give Clemson a lot of credit. I know a lot of people have jumped on Dabo, but Dabo's he's a good man, good Christian man. And he has built a powerhouse there. I know they haven't been at the very top of the ladder the last few years, but they're still putting together quality teams, and they have made it. And so looking forward to seeing them. And of course, obviously we want to win, but we will have as the broadcast team, Sean McDonough and, the former Bama quarterback, Greg McElroy, will be the commentators for the game. This game will be played in Atlanta, Georgia. It's a neutral site, but it's in Atlanta. We claim that. That's dog country. Right. It's the first time we've played since the 21 opener that Georgia won 10-3 on their way, Rob, to a national championship.
This is where this is our first season of the expanded playoffs.
It is, absolutely.
And maybe I'm overthinking this, but with this expanded, they were really concerned about having the SEC at the top every year. So they do this expanded playoff season.
And we're still going to be at the top.
They're letting more SEC teams in there.
It's still going to be. It's still going to be them at the top. So, they can do whatever they want. It's going to be them at the top. So, SEC, baby.
Yeah. I mean, it cracks me up. They're like, we got to do something about this SEC winning the national championship every single year. They set more of them in there.
By the way, Tennessee, Chattanooga, like Nooga. They're playing Tennessee. So that's interesting for our local area for the opener. Yeah, that's a 12:45 kickoff. I was looking at Florida Miami play. Sorry, Frank. I don't know. Miami could win this game. You think? Florida Miami? No, Florida wins. Sorry, Frank. Its first week is not the best. Watch out, Cook. Alabama's playing Western Kentucky. Ooh. Oh,
the
if you
expanded
don't like
playoff.
it, beat Georgia and Alabama. That's right. Auburn and Alabama A&M. Hey, Notre Dame and Texas A&M is a 7:30 game. I'll watch that. That's going to be a good matchup. Really good matchup. You know what? Normally I would root against A&M, but beat Notre Dame. That's the team that I won't beat above all. I just can't. I'm sorry if you're a Notre Dame fan. I'm sorry. I just can't. That's my number
What is
one
your
team.
issue with Notre Dame? One of the most famous football schools in the country. What is your issue with Notre Dame?
I'm not gonna aggravate Notre Dame fans that might come in. It's just it is the hate we have in college football for other teams, and one of those is Notre Dame. I'll just leave it there. They have a storied history. I do like the movie Rudy, but it's not as good as the movie about Stetson's going to be, and they kind of embellished that a little bit. But it's a great movie. But I'll just say that they get ranked higher than they should sometimes, and a lot higher.
I'm gonna throw this out there.
Here we go, Cook. I love to hate that's a Bama thing. I mean, you hate Auburn. For Georgia, it's Florida or Tech.
Tennessee.
Well, up here, it's according to where you're at in the state, man. If you're up here, it's Tennessee, and if you're out around Augusta, it's going to be South Carolina. If you're down where you are, it's Florida for sure. And then if you go over to Western, East West, it'd be Auburn. So it just depends on where you're at. That's because you see more of their fans. No, it's always going to be more Auburn. That's the oldest rivalry in the SEC, one of the oldest in the nation, maybe the oldest. I mean, it goes way back to the 1800s, and it is a hate between Auburn and I know that's their big rival is Alabama, but it's a big rivalry for Georgia. And I've been to some Auburn games. I've been to Auburn games we lost. But I like how he said this. No, this is Bama right here. It's just great. Notice Cook's comment. Not only does he hate the Auburn Tigers, he said, I love to hate the Auburn Tigers. By the way, Cook, I know that.
I want to say one more thing about Notre Dame before we move on.
I don't want to hear about Notre Dame.
All right. Notre Dame, how many teams out there actually go out and hire a hobbit to be on their team? Sam Gamgee was on the team. I seen it. I'm gonna let it go right there.
Let it go. Moving along.
That rabbit has been hunted down.
I'm curious with Cook. He hates Auburn, but I bet when Bo Jackson was there, I bet he was secretly watching the games, watching this guy like, oh man, look at this guy. Yeah. Come on, Cook. You know it's true.
You know he wasn't. He wouldn't tell nobody about it.
You know you was watching Bo. You know you were.
Yeah.
Secret Bama fan watching, secret Auburn fan just for Bo. He was a Bama fan, but watching Bo. Bo knows.
Bo knows.
Look what he said. Love the yeah. See, I do. Hey, you know what? When generational talent comes along, we all become a fan, right? Yeah. There were people that hated Georgia that loved Herschel Walker. I mean, come on. How could you not?
And I will admit, I like the Manning. I like Peyton.
I respect his talent, no doubt. I watched him live beat us live, Robert. It hurt. We had him. They had one play left. He threw it to Joey Kent. I'll never forget. It was coming right towards me. Our whole defensive line is running at him. I mean, he's running for his life, turns and throws a rope at the last second as they just crush him out of bounds, throws a laser shot down. And Joey Kent, as he turned, it hit him right in the hands, one step out of bounds. Timeout, out of bounds, and they rushed. I don't think they had a timeout. I don't remember, but they rushed the field goal unit on and beat us. It was third down, and then fourth down. But the time was out. I don't know. It might have been a first down, but anyway, it was close enough they could try the long field goal. And I said he's going to hit it. It was one of those scripts. And don't you hate it when you're watching the fourth quarter of a game and you already know how it's going to happen? My wife, it kills her when I say this. I'll say, "It's over. And she'll be like, we got a whole quarter to play. How can you say that? I said, it's just not there. It's in the cards. You can see it. There's different things about the game and how it's kind of going, and you just know.
Yes.
Look at here.
I love Herschel too. Yes.
Yeah, and he played for Dallas. He sure did. Till the big trade with Minnesota.
This is a story that's up right now for Noel Game Day. The ex-Florida State quarterback is getting what he wanted after leaving the Noles high and dry at the Orange Bowl. He's expected to take a starting role at Southern Miss. All right. I got issues with this. You didn't finish last year. Why are they giving you a starting role for this year? I know. I've heard all the arguments about it. Oh, well, we should have been playing in the national title game. We should have been doing this. We should have been doing that. Well, okay. That may be absolutely correct. But you have got a scholarship, or you have committed to playing a full season of football. A full season. And you hold out on the Orange Bowl because it's just the Orange Bowl. Yeah. But you know what? It's a bowl game. You're obligated to play. Play. Don't disappoint your entire fan base. And Georgia played FSU last year in the bowl game. Georgia showed up to play a ball game. Okay? And all these guys, their starters, their main guys lay out. No.
I agree with you, Rob, but I'm going to play the other side of this. And two things. And I know we're old school. Two is it's not that way anymore. They're looking to the pros. They're looking to protect their body. And I want to warn you that Georgia players will do the same thing given the little bit different circumstances. So be prepared to hear that back, because it has happened and it will happen. We played one like that too a few years ago. And I get it. They're crying, you didn't play your full. We'll do the same thing. Given, I'm going to tell you, even some of the best ones, depending on how the season went, they could skip that. It'll come back. It's a different thing now. It's just different.
I don't think Kirby Smart's going to put up with that.
I don't think there's a thing he can do about it.
Wow.
It's just different, Rob. They're looking. That's a pretty harsh.
We'll go with that though.
Our man slamming on this Friday morning. Hey, it's supposed to be Happy Friday. Happy Friday. So you got me all worked up. You break Notre Dame. We had to. You're up here trying to get me gigged about Notre Dame when I mentioned that. I was trying to be nice. Leave it alone. Now you're over here. And I do like Florida State too. So be easy. So
yeah, I'm being easy, but I didn't appreciate.
This is supposed to be happy morning.
Nothing against the program. I just can't believe that the players treated their fan base like that. These people supported them all season long. I saw more Gold Nose stuff around here than I've seen in forever.
Well, I'm just telling you, man, it's just the way that it goes nowadays. That's why Nick Saban is not coaching.
Yeah. And then you know what? It goes in with a lot of stuff that we talk about. It's about
happy.
Yeah. It's a happy toilet bowl.
No, it's a happy Friday. Come on, man. Happy toilet bowl. Hitch up. Happy toilet bowl.
Well, toilet bowl was the comment before.
Do you sing that? Do you sing that? Is that a song you sing when you're cleaning the toilet bowl at home? It's a happy toilet bowl on a Friday. I mean, do you sing something like that?
Dude, don't put Friday in the toilet and don't sing. It's not nice. I got old blood in my ear. No,
was it blood sweat from the hippo with the pink milk? And people that didn't watch that program ain't going to have a clue what I just said. But Cook was giving me yesterday. He brought that up during the live that I did.
Hippos don't have pink milk. Yes, they do.
Well, there is a lot of whining that goes on there, Tarman. There is a lot of whining.
There is. And
by the way, I'm just going to go there. It's Friday. They can throw tomatoes at me Monday. Would that not be the description of the DNC, the whiny people?
I thought we was going to be happy people this morning.
You, you took me down a road, dude. You took me down a road, man. I was trying. I come in happy. I come in early. I got the coffee. Well, I need a refill. That's what it is. We're going to run a commercial in a minute. I got to get a refill of coffee. But see, it's all chaos now for the last part of the show. We're going to be. You got me amped up now. So
okay.
No, it ain't gonna be angry. It's just gonna be. It's turned into Slam Friday.
One accomplishment that they've done in the last 4 years? One thing they've accomplished other than driving us into the ground.
Well, for them, yeah, they great accomplishments. They destroyed. They brought in what, millions of people. It's an accomplishment for them.
Yeah. Okay.
Free money.
We expanded our voter base.
Hey, I would too there, Tire Man. I don't see that happening, but I would. I'll root for them. They actually got a pretty good team. By the way, they came to me the other day. There's a guy I work with. He's a big Tennessee fan, and they were asking me some people. I guess they're getting up something for him. He's been out. And they said, "Oh, by the way, you know him pretty well, don't you?" And I said, "I had my opportunity, Robert. I want to tell you, I did my good deed for the day." And they go, Do you know what team he likes? And I said, "Oh, yeah, I do." I said, "He's a Tennessee fan." They went, "Really?" We polled everybody in the office, and we all would have swore he was a Dog fan. And I had my opportunity, Rob. I had my opportunity. I could have let them send the Georgia gift basket to the Tennessee fan. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it to him. I said, no, he's a huge
dude. Let me explain this to you. I know it would not have been the nice thing.
All right. Well, let's answer this real quick. I don't know what I'm watching, but I saw chicken fry. You're watching two guys from Georgia on the Southern Fried Podcast. We appreciate you being here. And we appreciate that you saw chicken fried, and we do like chicken and we do like fried chicken. This is our morning show. We do, but that's what you're watching is two Georgia fans who like all of the South, and we're promoting Southern things. And we appreciate you being here this morning, and we're giving you a shout out and a salute.
Yeah. Is my mic working?
I hear you.
Good. Let me do this.
That may be accurate. Cutesy time is over.
You should have sent that guy the Georgia basket. I know it would not have been the nice thing to do, but God puts these opportunities in front of us for a reason.
Can't do it, Rob. Look, it would have been a lie. I would have lied.
God very carefully places these opportunities in front of us because He loves us. I know we talk about God's love. He loves us. And you're going to love laughing at it. Just think of all the humor you're going to bring into the world, dude. You can't keep all that bottled up. Sometimes you have to act on these things.
These comments are killing me. I love the name Mermaid Messiah. I love that. I don't know if I understand it all, but
Mermaid Messiah.
I love it. Sometimes when I'm on X, I'll just look at some of the names, and I know they probably, because ours is Fried Pod C for Southern Fried Podcast. All the names we couldn't quite get that name, so it's fine. But they see it. Our name is up there, but in the handle, at. But I do. Some of them are absolutely funny. Hey, we're conservative here, so you're not watching. You're not watching fans of the DNC. We are conservative, but we try to be nice. And so appreciate you being in here. Come watch us sometime.
Mermaid Messiah.
Mermaid Messiah. You get a shout out just for the name. I love it.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, sometimes the best names are not chosen; they're given. Like nicknames and stuff. You can't choose your own nickname. I mean, you get, but some of them, if they're work nicknames, you probably can't. Sometimes you can't repeat them. But if you're given a great nickname, that's cool. at one point, everybody at work had nicknames. They got kind of weird about that. They didn't want you doing that, afraid somebody get offended and stuff. So it still happens, but not as much. But there were people at work that did not know people's real names. They just went by the nicknames. That's military does that. I did not know this. This is a revelation. I did not know this. I'm learning things about Cook that I never knew. My dad called me Gulliver. I never knew that. Gulliver.
Well, he liked to travel in basketball, so they called him Gulliver.
Yeah.
That's the book, Gulliver's Travels.
Well, yeah. See, I was 20, so for 16 years, 36. You're not old. You're not old, no, Mermaid Messiah.
Of course, it's hard to tell.
But redhead, I'm a redhead. So Robert was a flaming redhead. So when he had hair, had this name since I was 20. So for 16 years, I'm old. We try to keep family friendly, so we can't post it because there's a word in there. But I understand, it's cool. But and then we got Tarman. He's coming back with. Been hearing him a lot from Baptist. Georgia makes noise about going to jail first. The ones without last sin cast the first stone. So he combines the defense of college football and the scripture. I like it. By the way, Mermaid Messiah, are you a college football fan? And if so, who do you like? Hey, all are welcome here.
I'm going to put the Jebediah heebie-jeebie out there. I'm going to say he's a Mississippi State fan.
Mississippi State. I think you're dead wrong.
Wouldn't
it be funny if they were a Notre Dame fan? Wouldn't it be funny?
Rudy.
Some people say, I don't even watch, Harman says he was a flaming redhead 61 years ago, and now it's dark brown to black, but he has hair. That's 61.
Wow.
Okay. We are NFL fans too. So you gotta let us know. I'm a suffering Falcons fan. Cook, it's in here. He's a Dallas Cowboy fan. So let's go. Who is it in the NFL? Got to help us out here, Mermaid Messiah. Come on.
Well, me being from Georgia, I root for all the Georgia teams while he's typing up his answer there. Red Hens. Yeah, I noticed. See all this right here? Yeah. It does. Either it turns white or it turns loose.
And we thank you for coming in from Rumble. That's one of our streams we're live to. So Tire Man and Mermaid Messiah Rumble this morning. We've got some folks in from X and Facebook, and I think we've had YouTube in here. Thank you for all. And Tire Man says he dropped NFL in the 70s. So that's a long time ago. I've been watching since the 70s with my dad. Unfortunately,
I started to say Eagles.
I love it. I like the Eagles. There's a lot I like about the Eagles. Grew up on the Jersey Shore, but moved to Texas a decade ago. God bless Texas. It never leaves you. That's right. That's a great comment, and that's true no matter where you go. And I give people a hard time for being in Georgia, rooting for other teams, but so many people have moved to Georgia from other places, and they're fans from all over. So I get it. I like it. Yeah. So go Eagles. You've got a great team. Cook won't like that, being the Cowboy fan that he is, but he does like Jalen Hurts from Bama, and so go Eagles.
Philadelphia Eagles fan this year.
I go way back. Randall Cunningham, Jerome Brown, Reggie White, all those great players they had, and then Donovan McNabb, and if I sit here and think for a while, I think of tons of them. I've always kind of liked them. Unless they play the Falcons, I like the Eagles. You know what? Yes. Cook says no. No, go Cowboys. Coach don't hate this because we're brothers in Christ and great friends for over 30 years, and really like brothers. And I know he's not going to like this, but I root for anybody that's playing the Cowboys. It's the Notre Dame thing. I root for anybody playing Notre Dame. The hardest game for me is when Notre Dame plays Tennessee. I just want a double loss. It's like when Florida plays Tennessee. Can they both lose? Come on.
Yeah. Andy Reid.
Oh. Yeah, Andy Reid. Andy Reid's a smart guy. Man, he's got it going on. He's been doing it a long time. Don't know how many more years he's going to be able to go, but great guy.
I just wish he was better looking. You know, it scares me seeing him on the sideline. Oh my gosh, makes me cringe a little bit.
That's great, Rob. I'm stepping out. I'm going to go get a cup of coffee. So if you're going,
you ain't got me a cup of coffee. You can't go get a cup. All right, go get you a cup of coffee. Look, we got a ways to go yet. How'd that happen?
I'll be right back.
All right. Well, yeah, we're gonna get on Cook here for just a little bit because I love me some Cook, and I owe Cook one too. And if you feel froggy this evening, you'll pop in. Well, you could pop in any time, Tire Man. We love you too. I'm gonna make you jealous tonight. That's my intent. But I love me some Cook, and I owe Cook. He sent me a Barney song on TikTok, and if y'all hadn't seen it, I highly recommend it. The man could sing. I'll give him that. But he's not supposed to be singing that song or any song the way he sang that song to me. That was quite possibly one of the scarier moments of my life, and he even blew kisses at me. It was bad. I don't even know if we still got it up here. If we do, I'm gonna do it to myself because it was kind of funny. Let me see if I can find that. I'm quite sure. There it is. This was Cook's song for me, and I'm gonna play this on myself just because it was funny. Here we go.
Hi, this is Roy Cook. A friend of mine, Dave Cordell, asked me to do a song for Robert Blevins. He's in the Southern Fried Podcast, Cornbread Nation, and it's the Barney song. So I'm going to do the Barney song. I love you, you love me, we're a happy family, with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say I love you too? Well, there you go, Dave. The Barney song. For you and Robert. It is for Robert. Robert Blevins on the Southern Fried Podcast. Cornbread Nation. There you go, Robert. Have a great day, bro.
That's a way to get you awake on a Friday.
Oh my gosh. And the whole
that just seals it. Seal it with a kiss. You knocked it out of the park, son.
Oh my goodness.
He so surprised me. I challenged him. He so surprised me when he sent me that. Oh.
And I gotta put it up there because it was a good one. That was a good one.
It's legend now. It's just part of the legend of the podcast. So thank you, Cook.
And Michael's still laughing about it.
Well, I hope you can come in, Michael, tonight. We'll send you the invite. We'll be on at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, and we go for at least 2 hours. I mean, that's what we do.
I think he's talking about popping in on the show.
Yeah,
we'll send you a link on.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, that's easy.
We'll send it to you. We'll get that to you. Absolutely.
But it's early in the morning on Friday, guys, and you've got this last day of work to go, and I'm going to make a suggestion for you. It's Friday. It's the beginning of the weekend. Have some fun with it. When you get to the work and your boss goes, "How are you today?" and smiles real big, he's happy to see you because it's Friday. It's everybody's favorite layout day. He's happy to see you. You go, "Oh, I'm just here to get my check and I'm going home." And just let him see what he says. I mean, could you please stay just a little? Nope. I'm getting my check and going home. You ain't talking me into this today. You're talking to someone that's actually done that. I was joking, but they didn't know that. It's fun.
There's only one problem with it, Rob.
What?
In most cases, 98 probably percent of the population, you don't go to work to get your check anymore.
Well, that's true. I said I had done it. I mean,
it's either going in your bank account or on a card nowadays.
What? Anytime more songs and kisses in the future.
They're coming. We have Cook's going to be our musical interlude. Well, we could just do commercials with him. Singing and stuff. We have commercials. We have ads and stuff we run, but we'll have to fit Cook in there. We're like a commercial, then Cook, then another one. And
I mean, he could be our jingle guy.
Yeah, he could be the jingle guy. And when we run an ad, we could put him in the middle of them and say, watch this ad. And right after, Cook's going to sing you another song.
He'd be like, I can hear Cook now. And Mama said.
I was thinking, he was talking about, that Leopard concert we went to. I was trying to think if there was any other concerts that me and Cook went to. I'm certain that we did, but I don't remember what they were, Cook. We went to some shows. I mean, we used to travel a lot. Well, we went to the Travis Tritt. That was way back in the day. That was, here's a quarter time. Huh?
Did he have a mullet?
No.
I'm talking about Cook, not Travis Tritt.
No, that's what I know, and he didn't. No. Cook was never a crazy hair kind of guy. That's right. We did. Aerosmith was popping there, but I was trying to think. I remember being there and I couldn't remember if you were there. Metallica was the disaster show. We left early. Bad memories of that.
Aerosmith in Chattanooga?
Starwood in Atlanta.
Okay. I went to see him in Chattanooga.
By the way, sorry, I'm going to make people mad. I don't care. Chattanooga needs a new venue. The Roundhouse has never been great for shows. I said it. They call it something else, McKenzie or whatever. It's never been great. They deserve something. It was good for its time because they had great smaller venues, but not these. I guess it will hold 10,000 or whatever. They need a better venue. And for Summer Series, they need a really big amphitheater. We're a big enough town to have that now, I think, and have different events and they get beautiful settings looking over the city or something. I've always said they could do that, but I'm sorry. I've been to shows there and you just can't put on a big operation and the way it's designed, the sound is just not great. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. The people disagree with me. But
let me throw this out to you. I went to see a country music singer, Tracy Lawrence, at the Soldiers and Sailors Auditorium there in Chattanooga.
That's a great venue, but it's not very big.
No. And I also went to see the the Beatles cover band up there. But this was a good cover band, though. I mean, they were on on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. That's how good they did. And it was good. It was a good show. I'm just throwing that out there.
Tar Man throwing it this morning.
He said, laughing so hard. He likes Cook singing, but he was singing that song
I know.
And that tore him up.
I've seen a number of shows there, and the Memorial is a great venue. It's just, what is that, about 3,500? Maybe I'm off a little bit, but you can't. It's just they need a bigger venue, and with all the stuff they got going in Chattanooga, really, we can't do better. I'm sorry, it's just not a. Can I say it? Not a first class venue. It was a basketball arena that they do concerts in. Honestly, that's what it is. And I know that a lot of arenas are like that. They're multi-use. I get it. But it's just that the round.
Well, got a great outdoor.
It's not a great venue, man. The big bands that come in there, they have to scale down their stages and everything. There's not enough room. You're not seeing the full show. I mean, they may play a full show, but you're not seeing the full effect of a big band staging everything. They can't fit it in there. It's too small.
But Chattanooga already has a great outdoor venue.
Not big enough, dude, and it could be a lot better.
I'm talking about the the baseball field for the Lookouts.
It's not you'd say no, it's not a great venue. That's why they're building another one. It's a horror. There's no parking up there. They can't expand, and they're going to build a new one down by the, down the south side, way south side over there.
Now you're where I want you to be.
but they could do a venue, and they just need to get it done. It's just not. I'm sorry. It for people that haven't been to other cities and they go there, they think this is great. Go to other ones and you go, golly, man, we need something better. I've always said that.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a lot of bands in the Roundhouse. I saw a lot of bands, ZZ Top and Bon Jovi and Hall & Oates. I could go on and on and on because it's here. I can go there. I mean, I'm 15 minutes away from it. Who is Hall & Oates?
Yeah.
Just go ahead and turn in your music card right now, Robert. You've lost Southern points and music points right now. If you don't know who Hall & Oates is, I could get it if I said somebody.
Like a trucking company, dude. Hauling Oats.
Hall & Oates.
And what?
Daryl Hall, John Oates. Come on, man. Man-eater.
You said Hauling Oats.
Hall & Oates.
Oh, Hauling Oats. I thought you were talking about some trucking company that hauls oats around.
No, that's what you do down in South Georgia. You haul oats around.
Hey, don't mess with me. We grow everything down here, including monkeys.
We did an update on that. I want my hat, dude. I want my hat.
I'm working on it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but I'm going to do my best.
Oh, you told me you had a line on one, man.
I got a line. That don't mean a line is not in concrete. I got a line. I'm going to try it. I got you. Why AM and PM? Well, Mermaid, this is a good thing. Last night we do a morning show and an evening show, and David does Dave and AM every morning. Well, last night I decided I was going to be Robert in the PM because Wednesday night we had our Wednesday night show, and I just didn't change it. I come in here this morning. Dave was already fired up. It was on there early, and I was like, "Holy crap! Am I late?" And so I'm hurrying up trying to get all my stuff around. Yeah. It's my fault. My bad. Sorry, don't mean to be confusing.
Call him out, Mermaid.
Yeah, I'm going to call Dave out. It's Dave's fault. He jumped the gun. He got in here early. I didn't get to say my Yahoo. I didn't get to say, y'all have made it. None of that. Yeah, he just jumped in here and started going and without me.
You said you made it. You said you made it. You just said Yahoo.
Y'all hear that? He's left without me. And how do you leave the looks off the show, Dave? Yeah, how do you leave the clickbook?
Listen, it's like when Elvis was coming on stage. You had the build up. I come on early to do the build up for you to show up on stage. That's what it was.
And don't you step on my blue suede shoes.
Well, and we could say it like this, Mermaid Messiah. I'm extreme North Georgia. He's extreme South Georgia. So I'm the AM. He's the PM.
We're like, yeah.
Oh.
Put that
one we are.
Yeah. There's a disturbance. Everybody's like, there's a disturbance in the force. Dave and Rob must be on,
Well, it could be like a recording, and we're just, one is live and one is not. And that would have blown somebody's mind if you had something recorded and you came on and had watched it and then just did that and they didn't realize it. Would be a trip. But at the end, they go, he's really not here. It's really just me live.
I wouldn't even say nothing. Just go on with it.
Just go on with it.
Yeah, just go on with it.
Nowadays with AI, who knows? Yeah. Remember the old commercial? Is it live or is it Memorex?
Memorex.
So
nowadays, is it live or is it somebody acting like it's alive?
How many Memorex tapes did you buy? I bought those things by the bushel, man. I did a lot of recording of songs on tape and would have them. I've created my own playlist. Back in the day, it's easy nowadays, man. You can create a playlist. It was easy. I spent hours creating playlists on cassette tape. We all did that. We're old.
Song, so you can record it. Waiting for the radio to play the song. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
And the DJ jump in before it was over. You'd be like, "Oh, you sucker."
Yeah.
Hear you talking.
Wouldn't that make you mad when you was trying to tape and the guy wouldn't shut up and they would talk over the start of the song? You're like, shut up.
Yeah, I'd call the radio station.
It's like,
said, look, I'm trying to make a dad blame tape out here. Shut up. Just play the song.
Yeah, if you didn't have the money to go buy the album, I mean, that's what you did. You waited. You timed that thing, Now, I got it. And then your little sister comes in. I say little sister because I had little sisters. And she comes in one day. You come in one day and they're recording them singing, I don't know, a song, playing with your cassette tapes. You're going, you switched the tapes, didn't you? You're like, we just used the one that was in there. We thought it was blank. And you're like, oh, you just killed me on 45 minutes of recording.
Yeah. Oh,
and you rewind it to play it back to see, hoping and praying they didn't destroy your tape. And it's, kids laughing and cutting up. And you're like, and they're like, we're sorry. And they take off. They're like, he's mad now. We better go. We've done our damage here.
Yeah. Was like, I used to use some, when I was wrestling, back in my wrestling days, I did use some colorful music at times. And there was one that I had. And
I like Bongino, by the way. I'm a big fan. Sorry, Robert. I'm a big Bongino fan. Watch him, love him. He's all over it. I follow him, and absolutely, I don't get to watch him as much as I like, but big fan. Go ahead, Rob.
Well, you were talking about tape. I had my own tape, and I tell them, y'all start. I want to come out to this song tonight or that song, because I had different songs for different characters and different things. And it was, I can't remember who sang it now. It's been so long, but it had some very colorful language. I said, okay, now make sure that you stop it here. Don't go past this point. You stop it here. And they're like, okay. So they had the timer set up and they run my song. And then I came, they turned it off at the appropriate time. Well, there's this one particular night. I was the bad guy. I didn't like to win. I like to lose, So they hit my music, but they didn't rewind it. And this whole big string of very colorful expletives fly out. And I was like, no. I knew what had happened. I didn't like it. It's supposed to be for kids and everybody else. You saw Turner in Chattanooga. Where did you see her at? Was she up at the aquarium? Did you see her at the grocery store?
I'm sure that was Roundhouse. I don't know if I saw that show or not. I may have.
Cook said, I seen her at Walmart.
By the way, I'm going to tell my boys, talking about tapes. I come in one day and I went to play one of my tapes, come in from work. Or maybe, I don't know what I was doing. I think I was work, came home. I put on the tape and I was just sitting with my mouth open. My boys had discovered that they could record. And there's 4 years difference in them. And they decided, giggling, that they wanted to record all the bad words they had heard. So I listened to this. I rewound it. I waited a little bit and I called them in. I said, hey, guys, I want you to hear this. I want to hear this music, new music I listened to. And they're like, oh, they love their dad. Oh, yeah, Dad, sure. So I set them down. I said, now, this is something new. I don't know if you've heard it before. It's real new. And they're all on the edge of their seat, turned it on, and their little heads just dropped. I turned it off and I erased it. And we had a heart-to-heart, man-to-man, father to sons about why those things are inappropriate and it's not funny. And, nobody's going to hear it but us and the good Lord. And, they were tremendously embarrassed. It's fortunate, kids hear the stuff, and whether it's from you or someone else, they hear it. And so we had to have that discussion. And,
And I'm going to throw this out there. That was mean. That was a little bit mean. I mean, I know you made your point, and sometimes dads have to make their points, and they can't be nice all the time. But, when you invited them in there and said, I want y'all to listen to this new music, and then you hit play on it, and then the first word come out, they knew exactly what you had done to them.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly the way they acted. They looked at each other and they put their heads down, and we had a long talk. Mom was still at work, and I said, Mom's not going to hear it, although I'm going to tell her what you did, but I will spare her ears. And they were more than happy for me to erase that, because I said, do you want Mom to hear this? No. And I said, then you help me to erase it. And we did.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they still cuss. Now they're grown. They don't do it around their dad. They have slipped before. And then they have that same look. I'm sorry, Dad. I'm not
Now give
listen.
me a piece of
I'm
that money.
not getting on anybody. I'm not your judge about how you talk. And I tell people this. I'm not your judge. I'm not telling people how to talk. But and I'm not a perfect person, but I don't go around using language like that. And I'm not saying I have it in my life. I'm just saying I don't. And I was trying to teach them something. So
Yeah. Oh, I'm not being critical of you. That was there's a good time to be a fly on the wall. And just to see the look on their faces when you did that would have been a good time to be a fly on the wall, just to see it.
yeah. The second thing the second thing was they weren't supposed to be messing with the equipment either. They just one of those things. I had them things they could record on. They decided to get on. I had a pretty good setup, and they weren't supposed to be there. So they actually broke a rule and then did that. And I can say this: they never did it again. At least they made sure I never heard it if they did. There might be a tape buried somewhere, but they never let me get around anything like that again.
We've talked about mamas saving us from daddies. But at that point in time, when you threatened to play that tape for their mom, if you're going to play this for your mom, and you went ahead and erased it for them, you saved them from the embarrassment of their mama hearing them talk like that. That would have been horrible.
I wouldn't have done them like that. It was a man's thing. Teach them to be young men. I forget how old they were. They weren't men yet, but they're young boys, but I'm teaching them to grow up to be men.
Yeah.
I remember it was like Mike Golick, former Eagle, by the way, Mermaid Messiah, and the Mike and Mike show. I remember one day on the show he was talking about, he's a football player, and he played at Notre Dame too. But anyway, I digress. But he said his mom asked him the question. She goes, "Do you cuss?" And he said, "Mom, I don't do it in front of you, but yes, I do. I played football my whole life, and there's a lot of cussing in a football game, a lot of cussing in the locker room, and I know you don't want to hear it, Mom, but I do, but I'm not doing it around you." And said she's kind of crying, it was like a revelation. I guess somebody said something they heard him say or something. I can't remember and she's like, "You cuss?" It was like, and he's he's a grown man. And it's like, yeah, Mom, I'm sorry, I do. I know you don't want to hear that, but I'm not going to lie to you, my mom, but I'm not going to do it in front of
you. My mom never had to ask me that, and I wish she had, but my mom could let it fly every once in a while too. And there's things that you look back on as a grown man, that you thought was okay when you were younger, that you look back on later. It's like, it'd been really cool if Mama didn't even know that I cussed or I said bad words.
Yeah.
We can't go backwards. We have to go forward.
That's all you can do. The words are out.
You're going, I'm just going, oh.
Cook, I have forgotten this. I'm getting old. I forgot Cook was at this show. We saw Ace Frehley. It was a small club. And I think did Lynn, I don't think was Lynn there. I thought it was just me and you, but maybe she did go. But we saw Ace Frehley solo. And it was right on Peachtree. It was a small club. And I was right there at the front of the stage. We both were. I mean, I had Cook to clear the way. Of course, I'm getting to the stage. But what I remember about that show, Ace he had a good band. They were ripping it up. But what I remember about that show was there was a fan that jumped on stage and he got too excited. That's a no-no. And he jumped up behind. Ace didn't see him. He's over here playing away. The guy's coming from behind him and he's wanting to bear hug him. He's like, you can just feel that. He's like the country boy. Ace, he's probably drunk. He just went, Ace, he wanted to just give him a hug. There was this biker dude that looked like he drove for the Hells Angels that come flying off the side of the stage and did like the Superman and just took him down. It knocked him out. And wow. Ace looks back. He sees the crowd's reaction. He can't hear it. He's playing, but he looks back and he never misses a note. And this guy drags this guy off. He's got like his leg and the guy's just laid out. He's knocked out, drags him off the stage, and Ace just shakes his head, finishes a song. He gets done, and he says, "Folks, I know you get excited. I know you want to meet the Ace," but he said, "And I do hope this guy's okay, but these guys are here to protect me. I don't know his intentions. I'm sure he was just a fan, probably want to give me a hug, but you can't do it." He said, "Unless you want that to happen to you, don't jump on this stage." I can tell you, nobody jumped on that stage again. That guy was knocked out. There's no doubt he had a concussion, man. He got the whole whiplash thing, man. He went down, man. His head slapping off the floor and all that.
I wouldn't want to see that happen to anybody. But I bet you if Cook had got up on that stage, he could have took that guy.
Maybe it was. Yeah, Cook was bigger. I saw a lot of shows in the Omni. I saw ZZ here in Chattanooga, but I did see that was an interesting matchup. Winners and not matchup, but Bill there, ZZ Top and Johnny Winters. Interesting. Saw a lot of shows at the Omni, the old Omni. It's not there anymore. Mm-hmm. Stayed at the hotel there. World Congress Center's right there. I did a lot of events in that area, but I went to a lot of shows in the Omni. A lot of shows. Now it's a new. I've never been to the new football stadium either.
Have you been to the Georgia Aquarium in Atlanta?
I have not.
I have not either.
I got news for you. I've got news for you.
Yeah.
I've never been to the aquarium in Chattanooga. I have been to the aquarium because they do have an aquarium there at SeaWorld.
Dude, I've never been to the one in Chattanooga?
I have not.
Why not?
My family has.
Oh.
Just never took the time.
Take your time. It's nice.
Honestly, I know you're really big into the whole underwater thing. Can I just say, this is not going to be a fun statement for some. I think once you've seen one, you've seen them all.
Oh,
it's just God. Okay. If there's one thing, if there's one thing I really would like, the penguins. I would like to see the penguins. I mean, honestly, I'm just not into it. I mean, it's neat. You walk through there, but it's fish in a tank. I mean, it's just a glorified big fish tank. I mean,
but I can't even talk right now. I'm just hammered. All the time that you spent down there with me at the fish store, you mean you were just there to see me and not the fish?
You're absolutely correct. That's truth.
Yeah, we had some good times down there at the fish store.
I found some of the things about the fish interesting, and I get it, but it's like the same with the zoo. I've been to some zoos. I guess I'm not a fan. I guess the fact that I can get up close, but I really don't like to see them caged like that in those environments. So I'm not trying to be that guy. I'm just saying I've taken my kids to the zoo. I have, even in Chattanooga, but they've all been to the aquarium. They've went with school, or they've went with other family who had passes and stuff. I'm just not a fan.
Okay.
I'm just not a fan. I don't hate it. I'm just not a fan.
Okay. Remind me, because tonight I won't be able to. If I can make it on here tonight, I'm going to do my best. If not Monday on the morning show, remind me to talk about the zoo in Albany at Cheehaw.
Okay, we will.
Let myself not a huge fan of zoos either, but it's one of the nicest ones I've ever seen. And I would like to talk about it a little bit. Jim Fowler, if you've ever heard of him.
We'll do it.
Huh?
Hey, listen, I know there's a lot of preservation. There's a lot of great people working with those things. I've known people that's been involved in going down and cleaning the tanks and all that stuff, and the care that they take with all this stuff. I'm not bashing it. I think I can just not be a fan and not be bashing. And it's kind of like people who say, "Well, you should eat some grits." I don't like them.
You should.
I mean, I don't like them. So I'm not bashing grits when I say that. I just don't like them. So
that's my favorite thing when you say somebody you don't like something. You just I
didn't say it like our man. I didn't say that. You know what changed it for me? I went, this is a long time ago. We're fixing to have to get off here. I went to the Knoxville Zoo, and it was a hot day. It's brutal hot, but we was on vacation. And, I was the giraffes. I mean, it was awesome. I saw some lions and tigers, but we went around to the monkey. It was mutt monkeys, but the, what do you call them? The gorillas. And there was one sitting there in his enclosure, and he was just sitting there, and he had the saddest look on his face. And he was watching everybody, and they were taking pictures, and he looked so sad. And a lot of people started crying. They said, I can't take another picture. I mean, I just, from that point on, I will say this though. First, and I think it was on that, I don't know if it was on that visit. No, it wasn't. It was another. It was me and my wife. We went to a zoo. I think it was in Nashville. We had just gotten married. And it was the first thing. It was a bunch of monkeys, and there was a guy being a jerk. Now, if I'm going to be a fan, I'm going to be a fan of this, Rob. You'll love this. So it tells you not to feed the animals. Well, this was caged. They could reach out, and there were a couple of people that had bananas or potato chip. They weren't supposed to do it, but they did it. And people were saying, "Don't feed them." Well, this guy it was a hot day. This guy had some ice, and he reached out with his ice. He said, "You want some ice? You want some ice?" And the monkey reached out, and he'd pull it back and go, "You can't have it." Ha 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 ha. And he did that like 2 or 3 times. And people were getting mad, like, come on, dude, that's not cool. And so this guy, he did it one more time. And so the monkey flipped him off. He stuck his hand and arm out the cage and flipped him off. And the dude just stood there with his mouth open, and all the people standing there, that's what you get, man. And they were cheering the monkey. Way to go. He learned that from somebody that I seeing people do it. I get probably people flipping him off. But perfect flip off. Best one I ever seen of any monkey or human or anything. The monkey did it perfect. And he had it because he had just he didn't reach out for the ice the last time. He just reached out and flipped him off. Yeah. And it was the funniest thing I ever saw because the guy was being a jerk.
He learned it from the cat that was sitting precariously on top of the power pole.
No doubt. Hey, folks, we love you. Thanks for everybody visiting. Yes. Thanks for our Jersey, Texas tie-in, Mermaid Messiah. I love the name. Come back and be with us sometimes. Keep watching Dan Bongino. Go vote. We got to vote. We know our job. We know what we must do. We just got to do it. So that's right. We don't get too political, but we are going to talk some, and I'm not hiding who I am. I'm a conservative Christian. Go vote. Register if you're not registered. Get off your tails and go vote. Georgia is a very close state, and we must turn out to vote. We must. And we're going to be talking about that, Rob. Join us tonight for Front Porch Talking, 8 p.m., unless I come in early. I know that just blowed everybody's mind I did that. But by 8, jump in. And hopefully Robert can check in. We'll be here, though. Maybe we'll have somebody else up on stage with us. And if Robert comes in, we'll get him live from the Redneck Riviera.
Yes. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy your Friday. God bless you. And we'll see you tonight.
And don't forget the music. Don't forget the music, or Jen's she's gonna get you. I can hear her hollering. I can hear her hollering from the other room. Don't forget the music. Have a great day, folks.
Have a good day.
Salute. Have a happy Friday.
Well, once again, it's time, my friends, for another meet and greet. We're Southern Fried and nationwide, so hang on to your seat. Look around, here's what I found. I guess you'll never know what you'll see on the Southern Fried Podcast Show.